Are you a freelancer or maybe trying to become a freelancer and take advantage of the new gig economy? Well, then you're in the right place, because during this training, we're going to talk about exactly how you can get the money you need to either launch a freelancer business or to actually grow and scale one. During this training, we're going to talk about how to get money as a freelancer, even if you've tried before, even if you've been denied. We're going to talk about how to get the money to launch as a freelancer and to be able to get the money to actually grow and scale. We're going to talk about multiple different ways, including specialized financing that's especially for the gig economy. We got a lot to cover, so let's dive in. So let's start right from the beginning. Why is it so hard for freelancers to get the money they need? Well, ultimately, it's because a lot of freelancers don't set themselves up with their actual business. Look, if you're a freelancer or you're looking to launch as a freelancer, you want to set up your own entity. You want to make it your own business, because in doing so, you open yourself up to all different kinds of business financing. Now, how do you do this the right way? Well, it's called fundability. What you want to do is get set up with the right entity right from the beginning and set it up in a way where lenders want to give you money. Now, this is called building a fundable foundation. It's like understanding what lenders and credit issuers want to see and then creating the structure of your business that way to set it up where they want to give you money. They want to give you credit lines, loans, and credit cards. So how do you do this? Well, let's start right from the beginning of the process. You want to make sure that you set up a business entity. You want to go to your Secretary of State and either get set up as preferably a corporation or even an LLC. You want to stay away from high-risk business names. So for example, you can quickly do a search of NAICS codes, or the codes that actually designate certain industries, and do a search for high-risk NAICS and avoid names and industry codes that put you into a high-risk category. You also want to make sure you have a real business address. Now, obviously, if you're a freelancer, you might not need a real retail location, and this is where virtual offices become so important. You can go to places like Alliance, DaVinci, or even Regis, set up a virtual office which makes it look like you occupy a space in a high-rise building in Tampa, Florida, even though you're really just operating in the gig economy as an actual freelancer. Plus, you want to get a phone number separately for your business. Now, you can go to places like Ring Central, Freedom Voice, all different kinds of online virtual phones are available, but this will be separate business phone than your home phone, separate than your mobile phone. You never want to use your mobile phone or home phone as the actual phone number for your business. Otherwise, a lot of lenders aren't going to want to give you loans, credit lines, and credit cards. You want to make sure that phone number is toll-free. You want to make sure that phone number is listed with 411 as well. If you can get a license for your business, get one. It goes a long way to lenders and credit issuers to tell them that you are a credible, legitimate business. And make sure you register for your free EIN. It's available at irs.gov, and just by having an EIN number gives you a ton of credibility. Also, make sure you set up a business bank account, and if you're going to be accepting credit cards from customers, make sure you set up a merchant account as well. Look, all of these things go a long way to giving you credibility. And to round out a fundable foundation, make sure you get a website and an email address that matches the domain of your website. If you've done these things, you've set yourself up as a credible business, you've given yourself a strong fundable foundation, and set yourself up and positioned perfectly to be able to receive money. Now that you've set up a fundable foundation, how do you start getting money? One of the easiest places to get money as a freelancer is by building business credit. Look, even as a startup business, you can get all kinds of high-limit credit cards to be able to start, grow, and scale your business. Now, you want to do this by building that fundable foundation. Then you want to start getting approved for vendor credit that works for starter businesses. We call this starter vendor credit because any business can get it. If you have a legitimate entity and you've set up your fundable foundation the right way, you can get approved. So, for example, there are places like Granger, Uline, even Strategic Network Solutions that will give you credit when you have none. They'll give you $500 to $2,500 credit lines just because you have a legitimate business. So go buy things at their location, put them in your cart, go to checkout, apply for credit, and when they ship the items, well, congratulations, you know you've been approved. Make sure you pay those accounts timely. As soon as you can pay them after the items are shipped, they'll then appear on your business credit reports with Dun & Bradstreet, Experian, and Equifax, giving you an actual credit report with each of the reporting agencies. Now, once you have 5 of these type of accounts, then you can start to get approved for all kinds of real vendor credit with almost every major retailer. So Amazon, Walmart, Home Depot, Lowe's, Best Buy, Apple, almost every kind of major retailer will give you a corporate credit card without a personal guarantee, without a personal credit check, with even limits of $5,000, $10,000, $20,000 or higher, just because you've built that initial business credit profile and score. Now, when you continue to grow and get more and more credit and use use that credit and have 14 accounts on your business credit reports, then you can start to get approved for bank credit, which is Visa cards, MasterCards, even auto financing, and all of this is available without a personal guarantee and credit check. As a matter of fact, business credit's the only way that you can get money for a business without collateral, without verifying cash flow, and without having any kind of credit check. So that means no matter how good or bad your personal credit may be, even with no cash flow and with no collateral, you're still able to secure high limit credit cards with business credit. Now, I'm gonna let you in on a little known secret that a lot of freelancers know nothing about, and it's called Giggle. Now, Giggle is actually a financing source specifically for freelancers. It's specifically for people taking advantage of the gig economy. There's no hidden fees, there's no credit checks, no credit requirements. If you've been in business 3 months or more, there's a good chance you can get approved. Now, here's the nice thing. You can get approved for $5,000 fairly easily within minutes with little to no hassle whatsoever. So Giggle Finance is a great way to be able to get the money on top of business credit to be able to fund your new gig business, to be able to excel as an actual freelancer. Want to learn more? Well, all you have to do is actually check the link in our bio to get approved with business credit, to be able to get the step-by-step guide to be able to succeed, and to be able to get approved with Giggle Financing as well. And by the way, if you got value from this training, make sure you like and subscribe and keep your eye out for our next training where we talk about more cool ways to get the money you need to start and grow your business.